Hello family, welcome back. It's time to separate the heavy cream from our local herd share. Gallon of milk that we get every week. Plus I got still a little bit over a half a gallon of milk left in the refrigerator. We're gonna make mozzarella and of course ricotta cheese. Hello family, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I am Vicki and you're with Graham in the kitchen. So let's just get in the kitchen and do the things we need to do. I want to take some of that sourdough discard that we have stored in the refrigerator and make some crackers. And we need to make mozzarella and we need to make ricotta cheese. And on a different note, if you saw the video, Be Your Own Barista, and we made some salsas. We have chocolate, cinnamon dolce, which is a sweet cinnamon, and caramel sauce. I am enjoying the cinnamon dolce in my coffee. I love it. It is so good. I'm gonna need to make some more, but I don't think I'm gonna make it today. We'll see. But the caramel and the chocolate sauce, I'm actually going to go ahead and add this to some cast iron skillet lava cake. First we need to take care of the milk, make the crackers, and if we have time, we'll do that dessert with the caramel and the chocolate sauce. So I picked up the milk today and we got that much heavy cream in this one and that much heavy cream in this one. I do like taking the spatula and running it along the edge just to loose that heavy cream from the glass jar. And then I have a 1/4 cup measure and I'm just going to scoop off that top layer of heavy cream. Now this is going to go in the freezer. So I already put a half gallon in the green Dutch oven. And I'm just going to add to this for another half gallon. And that's the milk for the week. I got the milk heated up to 100 degrees with the citric acid. I just added the rennet, stirred it up. It needs to sit on the stove for 10 minutes. Now I have plenty of videos on how I make mozzarella and how I turn the whey into ricotta cheese. There's plenty of videos on my channel. If I can locate one, I'm gonna put it right there, and I'll also put it in the description below. Go check those videos out. And I've also made a lot of crackers on this channel, especially the sourdough discard crackers. And we do tweak it, but I think I found my favorite one, and that's with rosemary, thyme, and Parmesan cheese. So let's go ahead and make that right now. So I have the oven preheating to 325 degrees. I got a bowl on the kitchen scale, tear it out to 0. And this is the sourdough discard we keep in the refrigerator. I need to add 600 grams. I went a little bit over. Perfect. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. Now there's a reason why we keep the discard in the refrigerator. If we're not feeding it and keeping it alive and healthy and bubbly, we need to keep it cold so the bacteria and the yeast can go dormant. So that's why we keep the discard in the refrigerator, because we're not feeding it to double and triple, quadruple this sourdough starter. We're actually using as sourdough discard recipes, but it needs to be kept refrigerated so it doesn't go bad and mold on us. It puts the bacteria to sleep, and it'll stay in the refrigerator for up to a week. But between the crackers and the cereal, it doesn't last very long. And I am going to put 3 tablespoons of rosemary, 3 tablespoons of thyme, a cup of Parmesan cheese, a teaspoon of salt, and I have 4 ounces of butter that I put in the microwave for 30 seconds just to melt it and then let it cool. Mix everything very well together. Make sure everything is evenly distributed in that sourdough discard. All right, that looks good. My very large baking sheet with a used parchment paper. It's just been used with crackers only. We're using an offset spatula, moving it around. Trying to get it as level as possible. I have a pat of butter right there that did not melt. I'm going to take that out because it'll just make a hole in the cracker. Now in the oven for 10 minutes, we'll take it out and score it, cook it for 50 minutes, and we're done. The mozzarella is done. Let it sit into this whey water. And when it cools off, we'll put this in the refrigerator. The leftover whey in this pot, we're gonna bring up to 200 degrees. Then we'll turn the burner off and let it sit, and that's going to be ricotta. We're 150, we're nowhere near. Let's check on the crackers. The alarm did go off. Ooh, that smells so good. So we need to score these to cut them in cracker size. Back in the oven. for 50 minutes. All right, put the mozzarella in the refrigerator. We're going to go ahead and prepare the lava cake. So I have a pat of butter. I want to butter this cast iron skillet very well. And just leave the excess right in there. So in this bowl I have a cup of flour, a quarter cup of cocoa powder, 3/4 cups of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Mix that in really well. I have a 1/2 cup of milk that I warmed in the microwave for about 30 seconds. 2 tablespoons of melted and cooled butter. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla. That's a little drier than I like. So I'm going to add about 1/8 of a cup or 2 tablespoons of milk. Okay, that's perfect. So we're going to put the batter right in the bottom of this cast iron skillet. I have a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. We need a cup of brown sugar. And we need a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. I'm not going to measure it, just going to eyeball it. And that looks good to me. Now this is where we're going to get creative, family. So this is the caramel sauce we made for the video, Be Your Own Barista. Just going to drizzle about 2 tablespoons, 2 heaping tablespoons of this caramel sauce. That looks good. And this is our chocolate sauce we made. Just going to drizzle that on here too. Maybe, I don't know, 1/2 of a cup. Wow, so good. Now this is the brown sugar, cocoa powder, and chocolate chips. Sprinkle that right on top. Perfect. Make sure we get all the goodness off of this spatula and this spoon. Do not want to waste any of it. I'm going to have 1 3/4 cups of water that I put in the microwave for 1 minute. Right on top. Beautiful. And as soon as those crackers come out of the oven, we'll put our lava cake in there. And that needs to cook for 55 minutes to an hour. And we still have 31 minutes left on those crackers. Let me get the dishes caught up while we're waiting on the crackers to put the lava cake in the oven, and the ricotta cheese is on the stove, cooling off so we can get that strained. The crackers are done. We'll leave it right here until they cool off, and then we can get these in a Ziploc bag. and the caramel lava cake is in the oven. So I have the ricotta draining, mozzarella is in the refrigerator, and the lava cake is ready to come out of the oven. Look at that, family. This has chocolate syrup and caramel. We need to let it cool off before we eat it. And the last thing we need to do is make that chili seasoning mix for Amanda. So it's now the next day. I ran out of time yesterday. We're going to finish this today, but first I need breakfast. So I got our homemade Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. And I need to make more again. It's okay. And some milk. And I need to fill my coffee cup. I'm using some of that sweet cinnamon. So good in regular coffee. And it looks like I am going to be out. Just add some coffee in here. Make sure we get all the goodness. So I'm just going to stand right here at the kitchen island, eat my breakfast, drink my coffee. We still need to make the chili seasoning mix for Amanda. And I did stop by the ABC store and I bought a bottle of liquor. We're actually going to make vanilla today also. They went down the wrong pipe. Let me eat my breakfast. I'll bring you right back. And we'll get this day started and get this video finished. Breakfast out of the way. I'm just going to be sipping on my coffee. So good with that cinnamon. Let's go ahead and get started on the chili seasoning mix. So I have a bowl. Now you can use sweet paprika or regular paprika or smoked paprika. I like the flavor of smoked paprika. And we need 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons. Chili powder, we need 3/4 of a cup. Garlic powder and onion powder, we need 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons of each. Pepper, we need 1 teaspoon. Salt, we need 1 tablespoon. We want to whisk that together and make sure everything is blended very well together. I have a pint-sized jar and a funnel. Let's go ahead and get that in the jar. I have a used canning lid that I had used for canning. I like using those for storage. And that's going to Amanda's. One job is done. Let me clean up my mess, and then we'll move on to the vanilla. So this is a bottle of Tito's vodka. It's a 1.75 liter, almost 2 liters. So I went and picked up another bottle yesterday. And you can see the color difference. That's because this has vanilla beans in it. And it has been sitting in my pantry, and I do reuse the black bags they give you at the liquor store to store it in, because it's best if it's in a dark, cool place, not cold. You don't want direct sunlight. The bottle is not an amber color, so light can penetrate it, and you don't want light in it. I store it in the same plastic bag they give me at the store. That way it stays dark and it's in the pantry and it's cool. But I made this January 6, 2023, so it's over a year old. Ideally, you want your vanilla to sit for 6 months or longer. Doesn't have an expiration date on it because it is liquor, and liquor has a very long shelf life. Mold will not grow in liquor, so I'm not worried about my beans being exposed to the air that's inside the jar as I'm putting it in my kitchen bottle. But I need to go ahead and get this one ready to get some vanilla in it so we could get it on the pantry shelf. So you can see how far this liquor is in this bottle. Once I put beans in there, that liquid's going to get displaced. So I do need to remove some of the liquid out of here, and I'm just going to dump it right into this bottle. That should be good. Let's go ahead and make a bottle of vanilla. Looks like I only have 7 beans, but that's okay. Oh, it smells so good. So you're going to take your knife, you're going to run down the length of the bean. Get that all opened up, and you can see all the vanilla beans in there. That's beautiful. You want to make sure you expose those vanilla beans in there. And then we're just going to drop it in our liquor bottle. I do want to write the date. Close that bag up. And now this is going to go on the pantry shelf. We'll use the one that's been sitting here for over a year first, and then we'll go to the one that we just made. ideally 6 months or longer. When I use all the vanilla out of one bottle, I don't throw the vanilla beans away. I will actually take those vanilla beans and put it in the new bottle, because even though it's probably extracted a lot of its flavor, there's still some flavor left in those pods and some of the vanilla beans that's inside of it. So I will take those, add it to this, and then every time I make it, I always put new beans in a new bottle of liquor, but I will put the old beans in it once the old jar is empty. Does that make any sense? I don't throw them away. I don't repurpose them. I actually just put them in the new bottle. So this is going to the pantry shelf. So the ricotta cheese was hanging above the sink for about 8 hours. And I ran out of steam. I just put the bag with the ricotta cheese in this bowl, stuck it into the refrigerator. But now we're ready to take out the ricotta cheese. It is very, very cold. We're not going to waste any of that goodness. So that's about a cup of ricotta cheese. No, it's not a lot, but we don't waste the whey. So I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me in the kitchen. The last 2 days, we made mozzarella from the leftover milk we got the week before, added a little bit to it, and got our 1 gallon of milk. From the whey, we made ricotta cheese. We made some crackers. We made that delicious caramel chocolate syrup lava cake. Family, so good. I love caramel. We made a chili season mix for Amanda. We made vanilla. I think that's all we did. If you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up. While you're at it, please subscribe. I would love to have you part of the Grammy family. Right over here, you're going to see 2 videos. Go check those out into the next upload. They're either going to give you a chuckle or inspire you to get into your kitchen. I hope they inspire you to get into your kitchen. Until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye, family. Let's go back to the pantry.